Hi everyone, I wanted to introduce myself real quick. My name is Rob Gauthier. I'm also known as the ET Whisperer. I'm a professional channeler who has been doing professional channeling for over 10 years now, and I've worked with some of the greatest channelers in the world. Myself and my wife have created the Channel Panel, which is a huge event where we work with all other channels doing live and online events. Some of the channels we've worked with have been like Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar, Wendy Kennedy, who channels Pleiadians, Lee Harris, who channels the Z's, Nora Harrod, who channels Pleiadian Collective. Also on documentaries, I've worked with people like Lee Carroll, who channels Cryon, and John Callie, who channels Chief Joseph and Spirit, Jeffrey Hoppe, who channels Saint Germain, and the list goes on and on. The reason I wanted to give you my qualifications is so that you know when I'm teaching this channeling class, this is something that people have used for over the last 4 years that I've taught it and taken their channeling on to professional levels. I have several people who took classes under myself and have made it professionally now, who live as full-time channelers, and also several people who just use it to enhance their lives. My wife is also a channeler. She has taken classes with me, as well as her own channeling she's had since childhood, which has helped her enhance and kind of connect to different kinds of energies since her own channeling was well before mine started. So I just wanted to let you know all of this so that you get an introduction to me and what this channeling class is about and how well it works. So I hope you enjoy the gift of the free channeling class. Enjoy! Hey everybody, this is Rob Gauthier here. Something that I've wanted to do for the last year now is introduce the channeling classes. Now we have channeling classes on our website. Those are for people to sign up with one-on-one time. If we get enough interest this year, we might start doing classes where many people can come in and do that once a month, once every 3 months, once every 6 months, just kind of depending on the interest level, excitement. But right now we are offering one-on-one channeling classes. You come in, you learn techniques. After I teach you some really good techniques, I work with you one-on-one on where you need to be worked at. But most people who come in, they buy a 5-pack. So what I'm going to do now is, through the suggestion of a friend who won a free channeling class, who has already had a few channeling classes with me, wanted me to gift that over to another person. But instead, I decided that I want to put this video out for everyone. So this is going to be part 1 of 2 installments on how to channel. You are going to sit with me here today and learn how to channel for yourself, going through all the techniques that I teach everyone in the first 2 classes. This is something people have paid $100 for 1 hour's worth of class, $200 for 2 hours worth of classes, and we're giving this to everyone for free. We're doing this for a couple reasons. First of all, it is very important for people to start doing their own channeling nowadays. Yes, I know I do channeling for a living, that's how I make money, and that can produce a lot of less money coming to me. I don't care about that. That's not important. What is important is people start connecting to their own higher self, bringing their information that's relevant for them. I've learned through a long time. I have my guides who are Ardif and Treb. Those are very connected to me, which means when I channel them for you, they are fluid, they are beautiful. That's why they produce such clear and in-depth information. When you connect to your guides, you get your information clearly and connectedly. Treb and Ardif can see your energy. They can tell a lot about you. Many of you have had one-on-one, see how accurate they are. Some of you who watch the videos see how in-depth and fluid they are. But when it comes to your own personal energy and all the in-depth stuff that you want to know about yourself, you're the master of that reality. I want to teach you guys how to empower yourself and be able to do that. Second reason, I also want for those who are interested in going deeper in channeling classes to not have to go through the same 2 classes with everybody over and over and over again. I enjoy working with people, but this is not the one-on-one work that I really do with people. This is what I teach them the first 2 times I'm with them to get them started, so then we can start our personal work. If you're interested in channeling and want to do channeling classes, now you have 2 things to watch to prepare yourself to learn all of the basic techniques that you need to know to start from the ground up, which is very important also. Number 3, the reason why we want to do this so much. Kalina and I have been getting so much from you guys in love and support in the last year. We have been really slow, health problems with my son, custody things with my son, a lot of really difficult stuff that we've gone through, but you guys have kept us supported. You've continued to donate money, you've continued to buy personal sessions, channeling classes, and all of that. So we want to get back to the collective, and that's what 2018 is going to be about for us. We're going to find a way to be able to live in the way that we need to financially, but also be able to give back to everyone in as much energy and time as we can. So I want you to sit back. I want you to get your paper and pen, or paper and pencil, or if you have a tablet you can doodle on your finger, grab that. Whatever you need to grab, you're going to need that for the class. You also should get a glass of water. You should be in a chair that's completely comfortable. You should also be in a place that's quiet and a place where you can make noise if you need to. Those are all important things. So pause the video now, get that ready, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, now you're on pause, you've got all the stuff you need. I want to give you a reminder too. Normally these classes are 1 hour in time, but you're going to be pausing this video a lot. So I don't know how long it'll be, but it'll probably be 15 minutes to 30 minutes, maybe even longer, but the next part 2 will be closer to an hour because I will be walking you through a very in-depth guided meditation. So let's get our papers, pens ready. Set it to the side for now because we're not going to need it the second. What we're going to need this second is neutralizing. Now, some of you might have seen the video already about grounding, where Ardif talked in depth about grounding. He taught a technique that was exactly the same technique we're going to go through today, but we need to walk through this. This is the basis on every part of channeling. As I go, I'm going to teach you several techniques, and I want to let you know that all of these techniques are either my own original techniques that I taught myself or learned by mushing a bunch of other techniques together, or these are techniques that Ardif and Treb have shared with others that have worked also for me and worked in the channeling class. There's only one exception, and I'll credit that when we get there. What we need to do first is close our eyes, okay? We need to close our eyes because visual things are distracting. We're not focusing internally when we open our eyes. Same can be said about our ears, but we need that for instruction for this time at least. So get your body in the most comfortable position available in your chair, relax, and start the breathing circuit. Now this is important because breath is where all of the energy comes from. It's what loops the energy in you. It's what releases negative energy. So we're going to do deep, long breaths in and out, and we're never going to pause in between breaths. And what I mean by that is some people breathe and then when they're done, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go, but we're going to do it in long case. Just remember, no holding the breath. Holding breath is holding energy. We're going to get our energy fluid. So remember, start with the breath in. I always breathe in through my nose. Treb and Ardif always say you could do either, but I always suggest breathing in your nose, out your mouth. Start by going slowly, and you can constrict the back muscles in the sides of your back of your neck and throat, and kind of channel in slowly. So what it'll sound like is this. And I just filled up all of my lungs and chest, and as soon as you get all the air you can get in, then until all the air is out. So we want to continue this. So let's practice a couple rounds without stopping. I'll guide you. Just go as slow and as deep as you can in and as slow as you can out until all the air is filled and removed. So we'll go 2 circuits of breathing, in, out, and we'll do it together. and just continue breathing in and out. Just that 2 circuits of breath has calmed my energy down so much. It's relaxed me, it's centered me, it's helped me, but continue this. So as you're breathing, I'm going to give you further instructions. As you're sitting there breathing, never stopping the breathing circuit, we're going to relax our body. And we're going to start at our feet. Every muscle in the bottom of our foot we are going to relax. And what I mean by relax, turn it to jello. Completely let all the tension loose. And then we're going to go to our toes. Each of our toes, all of our toes. The top of our feet. Up into the ankles. Up into the lower calves and the front of your leg by the shin. All the way up to the knees. Each muscle just completely let go. And keep the breathing circuit going. We're going to go up past our knees into our thighs, into the back of our thighs, the front, each side. All the way up, further up by the groin. Start of the side of the hips. Keep the breathing circuit. And we're going to relax our groin muscles completely. The genital area, the butt area, even the anus muscle, just release. We go all the way up into the lower stomach, the area where the pelvis bone is. We go all the way up in females, your ovary areas, your lower stomach, your sides, go all the way around your back, each muscle and each muscle group. Release that tension. We go all the way up into our stomach by our solar plexus area and our ribs. Release up into our chest, our pectoral muscles, our shoulder muscles, side, underarms, all the way back into the back of the shoulder blades. And just release the tension. And we start down our arms. Our biceps, our triceps, our forearms. Releasing that energy. All the way down to our wrists and our thumbs and our fingers, our palms, the back of our hand, each muscle in each finger. Release, release. We go back up into our top of our shoulders and into our neck, our throat muscles, every muscle in the throat relax. And sometimes when you relax your neck, your head will bob down. It's okay. Let it bob if it needs to. Just be as comfortable as you can. If it hurts, reposition your head and then relax again. Remember, you can have tenseness, scratches, anything that comes in that's a distraction, that's okay, and we'll deal with that just here in a second. So completely into your face, into your chin, your jawbones, your whole face is relaxed, your lips, your nose, your eyes. Release the back of your head on the ridge between your spinal column and your skull. Release all the way to the top of your head where your crown chakra is. Just release. Keep the breathing circuit in and out. Never stop. As you start getting relaxed, I want you to visualize your root chakra. And your root chakra is all the way at the bottom of your tailbone. It's about the size of half of your hand closed, a little bigger than half, and it's red and it glows and it vibrates, pulsates. The energy is so beautiful. Ardif and I, Treb, have described this so many times to so many people. The naturality of just feeling what your root chakra and where it is will get better each time you do it. Visualize. If you don't know how to visualize, just imagine that you're seeing it. That's all you need, okay? So breathe and relax and release. Now, the next energy is going to be a visualization. And what's going to happen is each time you breathe in, from your nose in that long, deep breath. We're going to breathe in white light energy. And this white light energy is living energy. It exists in every single thing in the entire earth. Kalina, the microphone, the camera, the couch, the chair, the carpet, Chini, our cat, the bathroom, everything. It has that white light energy. And we breathe that in. And when we breathe it in, we're going to visualize it going all the way down to the root chakra and pushing some of the red energy out and filling the chakra with a part of white light. And when that red energy goes out, you're going to create some root systems all the way down your legs into the bottom of your feet. So we breathe in, and maybe 4 or 5 deep breaths. By the time you're done with that, it should be all the way down from breathing white light in and pushing the red energy till both feet have little puddles of red energy in the bottom of both. So just breathe in as deep as you can, the long deep breath. The white energy goes in and pushes, and when you breathe out, you're letting go of all your resistances. This comes in forms of fear, anxiety, anger, all of those things. So let's start by taking in our first deep breath with the white energy and push that down. The white light pushes it down. We release negativity, anxiety, fear, pain. Breathe in, white light, all the way into the root chakra and push down more red energy. Now it's down to your knees. And you breathe out. Anxiety, pain, suffering, self-doubt. Breathe in white light. Push the red energy all the way down a little past your knee to your shin bones. And we breathe out all the negative energy, all the resistant energy. Breathe in the white light all the way down until it pushes the red energy down into the top of your ankles. All the white light in, breathing deep, and then releasing fear, pain, suffering. And the last deep breath will get all of it down to the bottom of both of our feet. And we breathe out resistance and pain. Now we're going to start doing another cycle. So I'll explain before you start. Just keep your breathing process, keep your body relaxed. We're going to breathe in the same white light. We're going to push all the energy from the bottom of our feet, and we're going to start new energies. It's 33 feet deep into the ground, and it's going to be a new root system, kind of like trees have roots, or even weeds have roots. It's kind of like that, but it's going to grow from the bottom of our feet 33 feet deep into the ground. So just breathe that in. White light pushing that red energy out of the bottom of your feet, and breathe out. It's about 3 foot deep into the ground now. And if you live on a second story, it's okay. Just make sure it's 33 feet after you get to the ground and the level below you. So it's in the actual dirt. Breathe in again. The white light pushes that red energy down even further, and then you breathe out. It's about 6 foot deep into the ground now. And we breathe in. And it's about 10 foot deep. We breathe out anxiety, fear, self-loathing, self-judgment, all of the negative energies. Breathe in again. And we're going to push it 15 foot deep into the ground. And we breathe out, releasing fear, overstimulation, overexcitement. And we're going to breathe in. And now we're 20 feet deep into the ground. The red energy is pushed all the way down with the white light that we're breathing in. And we breathe out, fear, pain, overstimulations. We breathe in again, the white light, pushing the red energy even further down to about 27 feet in the ground. And we breathe out all the anxieties, fears, and all the resistance that's left. The last deep breath, we're going to push all of the red energy completely out of the root system as we breathe in. Breathe in, push that white light until all the roots are clear, and you can let it seep into the earth. The earth energy transmutes that energy as weather patterns. The earth can take care of the energy if you release it. So release it into the earth, and with your breath out, release all the tension in your body and your soul. Now we're going to start breathing from a different area. We were breathing white light. Now we're going to breathe from inside the earth. The earth energy comes up these root systems all the way into our body, and after about 5 to 10 deep breaths, we're going to pull golden yellow energy all the way into our body, and we're going to fill up our whole body. Just like we release the muscles, we're going to bring up this new energy from the earth into our body, and we're going to fill it, and it's going to be thick, and it's going to be concentrated, and it's going to be so energetically powerful you couldn't see through it. It's not translucent, it's not transparent, it's completely opaque, beautiful golden yellow energy, and it's going to be all the way inside your body. What is this energy that's golden yellow? So start pulling it in now, and I'll explain that. Breathe in, bringing in from the earth the bottom of your feet, filling up this golden yellow energy halfway up your legs, and release. And continue breathing. Each breath comes up another 6 inches into your body. Breathe in. This golden yellow energy is earth energy itself. It's what the earth energy is. You've heard Mother Earth, you've heard Gaia. All those things are the energy we're bringing in. It's important to neutralize our body before we learn to channel. This is neutral energy. The earth carries 2 energies specifically. Neutral energy, and it carries love energy. And we're filling ourselves with both of those energies. Being neutral makes you the best channel possible, and we're breathing in, and we're halfway up our body with this golden yellow beautiful energy. We're breathing out resistance. We need to keep this energy in us, so keep breathing in all the way up the roots, all the way up into your lower chest cavity. Breathe out pain, suffering. Breathe in, filling up the upper lungs into our chest, down our arms. Breathing out resistance. We're going to take 2 more breaths, 1 to fill up the rest of our arms and then our shoulders up. Breathe in, all the way to the tips of each finger, and breathe out all the resistance left within your chakras, your body, your emotions, all of it. Last breath, filling up the entire head full of golden yellow energy. And breathe out every bit of last resistance within you. Now keep your eyes closed and just feel this energy for a minute. Feel the neutrality, feel the power, feel the love, feel the energy of complete neutrality. You don't care about good and bad. You don't care about black or white. You don't care about left or right, man or woman. You don't care about religion, Christian or Jewish. You don't care about anything because you're completely neutral. Why is it so important that we're neutral when we channel? If Ardif comes to me and tells me that there's no such thing as Santa Claus, and I truly believe there's Santa Claus, there's going to be resistance in the message. He might still be able to get through the words, there's no Santa Claus, but it'll come out so awkwardly, so weirdly, so resistantly, it will not be able to be powerful. We want everything we channel to be true. We want everything we channel to be powerful. When you're working with your higher self and guides, that information comes. If you want to know more about why it's important, I suggest that you go to the video about being grounded. This will help you so much through your channeling and learning to channel journey. So just feel that energy for another minute, just soak in it. You can pause if you require silence, but just sit here for a couple minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. All right, now you've unpaused. We are going to start with our very first technique. Now this technique is a technique that partially was created by Brad Johnson when I did co-creation. We did an online event long ago, and this was about channeling, and parts of this technique were taken from that. Parts of it I've made my own, and the first half of it has nothing to do with it, but this is a very beautiful technique, and I've got it down to a science that really works for everyone. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to take the top third of your paper, and I want you to draw a circle. You need to leave 2/3 of the bottom, and the top 1/3 you're going to draw a perfect circle, but you're not going to do it just with your eyes. You're going to close your eyes, and you're going to feel the circle. And it's the top third of the paper, and I want you just to write that circle on the paper now. Feeling that circle's important, just the motion of it, okay? Counterclockwise is preferable when you're doing a circle. So draw that now. And then I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to find the center of that circle and mark it with your pen. And the reason why, the centered energy is what we're looking for here. We need to be centered, grounded. And what does Metatron say about a circle? He says that when you're in the center of the circle and you look 360 degrees in any direction, you are always the same distance. It is the most neutral point. So I don't want you to guess where the circle is. I want you to intuit where the circle is. Feel with your gut, your instincts, your third chakra, your fourth chakra, and your third eye chakra. Those will activate in your intuition place. Feel that energy, and go ahead now and mark the center of that circle. All right, now take a look at it and see how you did. And it doesn't matter if you got it well or not. Just gives you an idea how close you are to feeling that centeredness. All right, so we're going to do something now with your piece of paper. Now, don't start until I explain it all, as I'm going to explain a little bit. I need you to lift your paper or pen approximately a ½ inch away from the paper. So about that much. You can do a couple inches if you need to. Just make sure it's not touching the paper. We're not going to draw on the paper. What I want you to do is start in the center and do a counterclockwise spiral. And I want you to do a spiral that is so tight that if you actually did draw the spiral on the piece of paper, you'd barely be able to see the lines between the two between the two lines that create the spiral. So I want you to start by closing your eyes, putting that pen above that piece of paper, and start slowly your counterclockwise spiral. Make sure it's tight, and I want you just to keep going outward with the spiral till you feel that you've reached the edge of the circle. Once you're done with that, open your eyes and check out your progress. I'll give you a minute to do that. All right, now that you're back doing the spiral, I want you to repeat this 2 times again. So I want you to do the counterclockwise spiral with your eyes closed, your finger lifted off the paper until you feel like you're at the outside of the edge. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. All right, so now that we're back, this is an energy that will help, and I'll explain why we're doing this in a minute. That counterclockwise spiral is so important. Now, the bottom 2/3 of the page we're going to use, and we're going to use the far left side of the piece of paper, and we're going to want to leave a room for 5 to 10 number sequences, or letter sequences. And these 5 to 10 will be random, and there could be any of them, but we need to make at least space for 10. So go all the way to the left, and I'm showing you here in this diagram, and start at the very bottom place below the circle, but at the very top of that area below the circle, to your left-hand column. And I want you to write the letter R. Let's try the letter R. You can write this with your eyes open. Okay, so we've written the letter R. So let's go for the next one. Let's go S, like snake. R for Rob for the first one. S for snake, Samson. Simpsons, the cartoon, okay? S. Ps. So right below the S, we're going to write, let's see. Let's do an S, but also a P. So snake and pilot, snake and pineapple, Samson and Pinocchio, SP together in one line. All right, below that, let's write H, like house, okay? We're gonna do that. Below the H, we're going to do T, as in I'm having a glass of tea. But just the letter, not the word. Sorry. All right, so let's go below T and let's try another T, but let's add an E there. So like T and elephant. All right, let's go after the TE and let's try the letter C, like cat or cantaloupe. All right, so let's go below the letter C, and you know what? That's fine. This is a good place to stop. We'll stop at C. So what I want you to do right now is go back up to the top letter, which is R. R, you're going to go to the right part of R right next to it. We're going to do the same counterclockwise spiral lifting. But what I want you to do, don't start yet. Just lift your pen above the paper about a ½ inch, start a counterclockwise spiral, and do that spiral till you receive a word. Now the word does not have to start with R. It doesn't have to be Rob, Rainbow, Reggie, Republican. It doesn't have to be any of those things. But it can be if that's what you're receiving. The idea is counterclockwise spiral, you're open, you're neutral, you're receiving, and the very first word, write it down, no matter what it is. If it's 2 words, write it down. If you get a picture in your head, let's say of Rob, you don't say picture of Rob, you just write Rob. If you get a thought pattern, write it down. If you get a symbol, write down the name of it. Whatever you receive, in whatever way you receive it, do this and write it down. Before you start, remember, intuition. This is not a mind or thought process. This is intuition based only. So go ahead and start your counterclockwise and write down whatever comes to your mind first. All right, so we're going to go to the second letter, which is a S. Now, S is the same thing. You're going to counterclockwise spiral, and the first thing you receive, even if you receive 3 things in a row, don't say, ooh, the first one was wrong, the third one's right. The first thing you get, write it down. Go ahead and do S. All right, so we're going to now do all the rest of them in the same way you did. Counterclockwise spiral, the very first thing you receive, you're going to get. Go ahead. All right, everybody, now that you're done, I want you to listen to what we're doing here. I want to share with you the idea. Now, when it comes to receiving this information, I had to do a little trick, and I don't like to try to deceive or to make you guess something, but I acted like these letters were very random and that they had no meaning, but these letters have very important meanings. What we just did is went through each of the chakras, starting with R for root chakra. So we're going to go through these chakras for what they mean before we address the words that you wrote. The very first one is root chakra. This is based at the bottom of your spine. The color is red, and it deals with your sense and place in reality. Physical reality is first density. The building blocks, the etheric energies that manifest as physical energies also, like elemental beings, water, fire, electricity, ether, all of those things, elementals, first density. So we correlate always chakras with densities because the first 7 are always the same. First density or first chakra is about physical reality, your place in physical reality, your feelings of safety. First density is being connected to physical reality in a very elemental way. That's the first chakra. The second one is sacral. This is, yes, sexuality for the sacral chakra, but not just your feelings of desire or lust or love for sex. It's an actual sexuality chakra. your masculine and feminine energy, the way it mixes, the way it creates, the way it feels, all of those things involved in sexuality. It also has passion when it comes to being creative or artistic. When you go to the second density, what is that? It's about reproduction, just like the second chakra. It's also about going from a level of elemental to a living consciousness. So now you go from just existing to awareness and instinct. That energy is the separation between first and second density. Let's go to the third. That's solar plexus, SMP. Solar plexus is your third chakra. It's located, and your second chakra will be located in your pubic bone region, the pelvis bone, right where the testicles, penis are for males, right in where the ovary and inner vagina is for the female. And it's orange color. So we move up to the solar plexus. This is a yellow color, and it's located right below your ribs, right in the center of your chest. So if you go down, I'll stand up here a little bit. So here's the chest, and the solar plexus is right about here. So it's below the chest from the neck, and right at the bottom of where your rib cage stops, it's right there. And that's the solar plexus. That's your sense of self. That is the way that you perceive yourself. It's your individuality. Where people say, hey, that's a nice family. Well, they just separated you out as a family. But when they say, hey, the husband or father in that family is Rob, that's an individual energy. That's your whole identity inside the third chakra. A lot of people don't identify with the third chakra more than that. But the third chakra also deals with linear time. It deals with going backwards and forwards through linear time. But so does the third density. The second density is instinct. The third density is understanding. When you are an animal, you do things instinctively. When you grow into a human, you understand the dynamic. You're also able to look backwards and forwards in time. Not just trauma that gets stored in the body like an animal does, not just memories of connections, of emotions and feelings, but you can actually go visit that time mentally in your head for any reason you want. So you're exploring linear time. Now let's go up to the heart chakra. That's green. That's right in the center of your chest area right here. That is the love. That is relationships as a chakra. In the densities, it's the same. It's unconditional love for yourself or for all that is. But also the fourth density and the fourth chakra are all about your connections. This is my connection to you, my connection to that camera, my connection to this microphone, my connections to my thoughts about the camera, my connections to Kalina, my connections to Chini, and my connections to the air around me, how I feel about it, think about it. It's whatever I touch with intimacy, whatever I think or feel or connect to in an intimate way. That's the heart chakra. Throat chakra is right here. It's right in the Adam's apple for men, right in the center of the throat for females. And this and heart chakra is green. The throat chakra is a blue color, and it deals with your expression, your verbal communication. It also deals with wisdom, and it also deals with interpretation of what your heart feels to what you're able to communicate to others. So we correlate that to the fifth density. What is fifth density? It's going from unconditional love to wisdom. It's going about exploring in-depth information and details. That energy is very important. It's very beautiful in both ways. So let's go to the third eye. Now this is about looking past the physical reality. This is where you're able to perceive what's outside of your physical reality. When you correlate the third eye, which is the sixth chakra, and you correlate it to sixth density, it's going to a mastery of physical reality. It's where the heart and the throat combine. So everything that you love, you can learn the most in-depth, intimate knowledge about. Everything that you know about, you have an intimate, close connection with. So let's say I'm walking down the street and I just learned what a labradoodle is. Okay, in the 6th density, when I walk past that labradoodle and I'm interested enough to put my energy towards understanding, I don't just get to know about the labradoodle, his atomic structure, his energy structure, his way that his mechanics move, but I feel the in-depth resonance, love, and connection with it. The third eye is also, because it's the heart and throat combined, it also deals with the way we interpret wisdom, the way we connect our heart to wisdom. If we're passionate about learning about something, that shows up in the third eye. And when we start judging wisdom, that's where resistance in the third eye comes from. Now the crown chakra, that's right up here. The third eye is also indigo in color, which is a blue-purple. It's a very dark blue-purple, beautiful color. Look it up if you don't know what it is. Crown chakra right here at the very top part of your head, that is the combination. That's the mother lode. That's all of the chakras combined into one energy plus some. It's the way that we connect to the universe at large. With our crown chakra, we connect to our higher self. With the higher self, we connect to the oversoul. With the oversoul, we connect to the other oversouls and planetary consciousness. With the planetary, we connect. So that is the very first step into the entire larger consciousness setup. So when we're connecting to beings that we channel, when we're connecting to guides, our extraterrestrial, angelic, whatever, we're doing all of that from our crown chakra. That's how we receive information. That's how we give information. We share all of our crown chakras with the etheric grid. It goes around the whole planet and brings all of us together. So when we finally start discovering how to come to peace with ourselves, we're at peace with the whole thing. When you go to the density, there's two parts of that density in 7th density. It's the oversoul and planetary collective. So you can see how that's the portal upwards. That's the way out to the bigger energies. So why did I tell you about these chakras? We're going to go back up to the very first R and see what you got for root chakra. I want you to read the word and I want you to see how it connects to your root chakra. Now, I did a mock-up of these on my own as I'm going through. I knew what it was, so I mixed it up with some letters and stuff that I folded up. And before I did that, for R, I received placement. And I didn't know what that meant. Placement is a root chakra energy. It means where you feel at home at. It's where you're feeling connected to. So placement worked for that. Some people will get words that make no sense to them now, but we don't want to get you running away from something or thinking that you did it wrong. In fact, this whole exercise is to show you how right you really are. That's very important. So look at the word. One word that someone had for R was rock. And they said, this doesn't really fit. Yes, rock is an elemental. It's a consciousness of first density. It's showing you your connection to the earth energy, because rock is a part of the earth elemental energy. Another person had trampoline one time, and I said, I have no clue what that means when it comes to the root chakra. They said, I think it's about me going up and down all the time, bouncing around. I'm always going up, feeling good about my place in the world. I go down, I feel bad about it. So that was that. So take time, pause this, and figure out how your word relates to the root chakra. Whether you can know it now or not, I can guarantee it does have a connection to your root chakra. Remember symbols too. This is not just root chakra, a direct meaning or clue that I got the right thing. Symbols. Some people get a ship, like a sailing ship. And that doesn't really mean a boat that's out in the water floating. It means going out on a journey. It means a sinking ship. Whatever the first thing you think of when you read that word, if it's a symbol, the first thing that means to you or represents to you is connected. So see the connection. Go through all of the energies and look at that connection. It's so important to remember that you had no idea what these letters meant, and you just connected every energy. Most of the time I do this, I'm working one-on-one with people. I hear their responses together, we figure out what it's connecting. Sometimes we never figure it out in class. Most of the time, if you look at it, think about it, close off your skepticism, use your intuition, see how those words connect. I can guarantee all of you connected all of those energies at one point or another. So look at that. And this is what channeling is about. Right now, you did the counterclockwise spirals. That's opening up the chakra system. It's opening up your crown chakra to connect out. We just spent time opening your crown chakra with all of the spirals that we were doing. By doing that, you opened up communication to your higher self. Your higher self gave you these answers. You didn't know what they meant. Now you do. This connection process is real. And by reading these and practicing this practice, you will always prove it to yourself. Now let's go down to the heart chakra real quick. The heart chakra, for what I got, was transportation. Transportation. How does that relate? But when I stop, what I think about transportation, it means going back and forth, getting to a destination, having an ability to go on a road trip or have fun. That ties into my heart chakra, because my own heart chakra is always on a journey. I'm always looking for the newest ways to connect to people, the newest ways to connect to energies, the newest ways to open myself for a new journey. No matter what answer you've got, it does connect to that energy. When you prove that to yourself, when you learn to trust yourself, you just channeled all of your chakras. If it doesn't resonate, do it again. This time, you need to hide the identity. You already know what the letters are, so it's spoiled. So what I do is I fold a piece of paper. I cut 7 different pieces of paper in exact same sizes. I write 1 through 7, and I fold them into 4 pieces. When you fold those into 4 pieces, you lay them out on the left side of your paper, and you just write the word. Your higher self knows what's under the paper once it's unfolded. It doesn't need your knowing of what that paper is to write the right answer down. So trust yourself. Do this. Yeah, and Kalina wants to add something too to this that's very important.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, Rob had mentioned one example earlier about the rock and the root chakra and how that could be correlated. And oftentimes we have cliches and phrases that we have throughout society. So let's say you got rock. Of course, it could be related to the elemental, the first density, but there's a saying, maybe, he or she is my rock. Yes. So the root chakra has to do with safety, or your feelings of safety or safety issues you may have. Most of us humans, a lot of us, when we're alone, say if we're single, or maybe we're in a relationship we'd rather not be in, but we stay because we feel somehow safer or we're afraid of being alone, it can reveal through the channeling of your own chakra by realizing, okay, such and such is my rock. And it could be a good thing too, but can you stand on your own ground? You know, can
without
you be
the rock, right?
Exactly? Can you be your own rock, or you rock? You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
well, think about in other terms. What are other sayings that have rock in it? Don't rock the boat, rock and roll. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are different terms that are used, but have different meanings. So, like, don't rock the boat. So, how would that relate to the root chakra?
When you're rocking a boat, you can actually tip over. It's again a safety issue. If you're saying don't rock the boat, your fear is to fall into the water, which can be the unknown, could be something that would bite you. It's metaphorical. Right. And again, it brings up the safety issue that can be in the root chakra, because the root chakra helps to keep us alive in this physical world also. So, yeah.
And don't rock the boat also refers to not stirring things up, not getting things uneven. Sometimes you'll receive negative information with the chakra correlation, like don't rock the boat. That's why I brought that up. It's kind of like your higher self is showing you that that's how you feel about your root chakra. You're not wanting to rock the boat. You're not wanting to break through and do the work on the root chakra that you need. Sometimes there's deserts. One person had a desert, I can't remember for what chakra, but what the higher self was telling them, this is a barren area in your experience. You need to put energy into that chakra. So it's not just, hey, this is the right answer that your higher self showing, and it can be, but it's telling you a message. When you continuously channel those chakras, you're going to receive the messages about either how well you're doing in that chakra, what work you need done in that chakra, or just something that the higher self needs to give you information about.
On the other hand, someone could put the word rock and what they intended was emotion. Like a motion, a movement to rock. So maybe
nice.
It has to do with comforting yourself. So it's a good thing. It's like you're comforting your root chakra. And you'll know. It'll mean something different to everyone. So you could write the word rock. You say it to someone. They're picturing a rock on their head, or someone's imagining rocking a boat. But to you, what you might have meant was you pictured yourself in a rocking chair and you were rocking, or you were rocking your own body.
Rocking also represents symbolically comfort. Rocking the physical motion.
And a lot of channelers tend to rock also. They rock and they move around.
That's what I was going to say, the whole...
Exactly, opening the channels.
Treb does this with my body all the time. It's like a freaking circus ride. So that's perfect. And these types of things, that's what I mean. You look at all of these and don't open your mental body. You know the answer now. Stop using the mental body. Use your intuition. Use your alignment. Use your energy. Use your heart. So do this and practice. That's your homework. Until the second class comes out, I want you guys to practice this. Fold the papers, write the numbers, don't let yourself see it, shake them up, put them on the paper just as we wrote the letters from the top to the bottom on the left side. Do that. Another thing I'm going to tell you that really helped me when I first started channeling is the closed eye technique. I've taught this to a lot of people who are working on channeling. This is another piece of homework. I want you to practice the grounding technique that we did at the beginning. I want you to practice the channeling chakra, then the closed eye technique. All the closed eye technique is, whenever you don't need your eyes in life, close them. Right now I'm talking to you. Yes, it looks better on camera if I have my eyes open, but I don't need them. When you're watching TV and you're bored out of your mind because your husband, wife, kids are watching something that you don't care about, close your eyes. When you're watching TV about something you do care about, close your eyes. When you're sitting at the doctor's office, close your eyes. Just keep them open when you're driving and walking. Don't do it all the time. Do it when your eyes aren't needed. There's a couple reasons for this. My experience is different, so I don't want you to build expectations on what it built to. But I do want to tell you, you're going to start learning how to experience your reality in a different way. You're also closing the stimulus that your eyes bring to you, the busyness around you. You're also going to start improving the hearing vibration of sound. And I will tell you a little bit about my thing, but this might not happen to you, or it might. You don't know, but don't expect it to. Just allow that experience to be. When I started closing my eyes, I would do it literally 4, 5, 6 hours a day or longer. By the time a few months went by, I was able to start discerning, not by sound, but by feel, who was walking through. So I had 3 dogs at the time, 4 dogs at the time, and 3 of them were almost the exact same size. 2 of them almost identical in the way they pitter-pattered their feet. 1 of them was slightly different, and I could tell by sound for sure. But the 2 who had the same kind of walking patterns, I could tell which one it was. I could tell what little kid out of the 7 kids I used to babysit when I started doing that, which one of the kids were walking through. Again, not by sound, but by feel. It sharpened my intuition. Eventually, I started being able to understand sound as a vibration. Then I learned about my own vibration. I started feeling my chakras more strongly. I started being able to manipulate the chakra energy in my body. I would push a chakra up and feel it. All of those things are enhanced by my own closed eye technique. So these 3 things you're going to need, and I'll do them again on a list here. Practice your grounding technique full and through. Use it. Listen to it, write the steps down, do whatever you need to do to memorize all of those steps. because when you do it, you're not going to have my voice to guide you with all the time. Secondly, practice channeling your chakras. Find out where your energies are resistant, find out where they're strong, or just keep in good communication with your higher self. Third, close your eyes when you don't need them. It's important. Next time we get together, we are going through a very long, in-depth, guided visualizing meditation. Again, people who don't visualize or can't see pictures well, you just imagine that the picture is there, and that's good enough. It will help develop that third eye. Getting energy and grounding too will help that. And we're going to rock and roll on part 2 of our channeling classes together with Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer. I want to thank all of you guys for being here with us today. Kalina and I always appreciate your information, your energy, your feedback. I want to let all of you guys know Kalina Angel will be starting with her Arcturian Starseed YouTube and website very soon. You do not want to miss it. She made her channeling, professional channeling debut at the channel panel, which was amazing, inspired a lot of people, a lot of great feedback, and she is going to continue putting out information and energy for all of you guys. You will absolutely love it. We'll feature some of that on this channel, so all of you get a taste, and we'll see you guys next channeling class on the ET Whisperer official YouTube channel. If you haven't made it to Patreon, check it out. It has lots of great stuff, and if you want to know every time we upload a video, check our homepage, the official ET Whisperer YouTube channel, hit the subscribe bell, and sign up. Check the box for the ET Whisperer YouTube updates through your email. We love you guys. See you next class.